Welcome to the BAM Sports Show.
All right, so here we go.
Maybe I'm the weird one.
It's 2022. We don't judge. You do.
No, I don't.
A fan of the show had a shout out for you.
You should just shut your mouth. You're coming off as stupid.
Welcome to a brand new sports show experience coming through your wavelengths. Let's get ready to have some fun. So sit back, crack open a drink, and let's talk some sports.
Man, I beefed it.
We did it!
I beefed it hard.
Holy
shit.
Did you see me in the background? I'm
I did.
No,
I did. Sorry, we're late. Hi.
Well, welcome to the BAM Sports Show, folks.
Welcome to the BAM Sports Show. I'm your new host forever and ever, Ryan.
If we're lucky.
Blake
I've
is locked in a secret basement. He's gone, and it's my takeover now. I was gone for a couple of shows, and it was because I was, getting the secret dungeon stocked. I didn't want him to die, but he's there forever, and I'm your new host. You can call me Dad or Ryan.
Yeah.
Rick, you're in Jacksonville. It's the dude from Jacksonville. How's it going?
Well, not from, but the dude down in Jacksonville for sure.
That's one.
I'm doing well, man.
Man,
doing well. I wanted to ask you, and I'm going to sound like an idiot asking this live on air. I've seen your last name, but I've yet to hear it pronounced, and I missed it when you just said it.
Ready?
Don't say it fast. Say it,
Capranica.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's long
That
A.
sounds-
It's beautiful. It's Italian. It means I don't know. It's just a last name, and there's a place in Rome.
Sounds like some Lord of the Ring
Veronica.
creature.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, Dan.
Go to the Misty Hills where the Capranica will,
Dan, thanks
give
for
you
joining
shelter.
us.
Hey, how you doing?
This is Dan down there in this area right there.
Hey,
Remember,
can we get
he's
our
the-
fingers to touch again? No, I got to be over here.
Touch.
No.
tips.
You can't.
Uh,
Come on, guys. Where you at here? No, I got it. It's
oh,
a lot
fist
harder
bump.
than it works. Yeah,
Fist
okay,
bump.
we'll do the fist. All right.
Last time Dan was on the show, and I was on the show with him, he was ripping his chest hair out with Elmer's glue, from what I understood.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
So some sports happened. How about those sports?
I suppose it did. I think that's what happened yesterday, but it's inconclusive. if
Some
that's actually
people
what that
would
counts.
call that a sport, but
It was
I
nearly
think
soccer.
From what I gathered in between playing softball,
Yeah.
it was-ish a sport last night.
Yeah, more scoring through kicking. Therefore, it's closer to soccer, which is also a
Yeah.
sport. We welcome them too.
It was all
And-
foot.
To kind
Also-
of steal from a line that we use in our fantasy football league. To me, that game, the Broncos versus the Colts, seemed more like two midget hookers fighting over the last ounce of cocaine
Yeah,
than it did a
Trade-
professional football game.
So
trademark pending.
they're both horse teams, and I think it was the problem was horses. They don't have hands. There's no opposable thumbs, and so it's hard to hold a football, and that's why they could kick real well. They kill people with their kicks, but that's why.
Yeah.
All joking aside, though, I've got to say, man, I have been That's right. How about them Cardinals? They suck. But anyway, no, getting back to the Colts and Broncos game. I'll tell you what, man, I have been vehemently defending Russell Wilson until last night.
Give it
weeks
to
1 through
us.
4
Give
Say
it.
it slow, Rick. Say it slow.
Weeks 1
Everybody,
through 3,
shut
I'll
the
tell
fuck
you,
up and listen to
there was a
Rick.
lot of times that I honestly felt like Russell Wilson was throwing the ball just fine. I mean, especially like against the Raiders, like there were times that he couldn't have walked up better and placed the ball into the receiver's hands and gripped the ball for them, and they still couldn't
got it
catch
for
it
you,
for
bud.
whatever reason. But last night, Russell Wilson looked like absolute splattered dog shit.
Hey,
Just terrible.
It was
not going to give
gross.
him an excuse for him, but comparing him to the Raiders game versus this game, I looked way worse than the Raiders game. But it's also, do you think it being a Thursday night game is an issue? I mean, that's something we talked about a lot last week, or it was like 2 weeks ago. Whatever the Tua thing happened, was that week
Thursday
3?
games just
Okay,
need
it was
to
2
be
weeks ago.
outlawed.
Yeah, but I would miss it. I know it's like as a fan, I'm like,
Yeah.
but Thursday, man, I get to come home.
But
and
we've seen quite a few years of Thursday night football. It used to be like not all the time. You would have like a couple of special Thursday night games way back in the day. And now it's every week, and it's terrible fucking football the way that they do it. Now, I saw somebody on Twitter say something about it. There's no way it shouldn't be scheduled like either coming into a bye or out of a bye for the teams that are playing.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's
and
the
I
thing.
know.
I don't.
Sorry,
go
ahead.
I don't want to beat a dead horse. Russell Wilson already did that, but
he is the dead
he
horse.
crawled inside of it like Luke in the Tauntaun.
Right.
I got Star Wars in here, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, it seems like if you're going to do Thursday night, if you can, if I think it makes the most sense if like the traveling is minimal, or the game before and after, or you start Thursday and then you start your bye, or early game Sunday the week before or something, just to minimize all that stuff. Or the traveling to each other isn't so bad, like San Francisco to LA, or Buffalo to New York,
right?
Or New Jersey.
New York to New York, or New Jersey. New Jersey. Man, I lost my train of thought there. Oh, so didn't even when the first back injury for Tua, that was a later afternoon game, am I right? Or was that an early game?
I don't
So you're
remember.
talking about the one against, who was that? Was that the Bills game?
Baltimore?
Yeah, I think it was
No,
the
it
Bills.
wasn't.
It was the Bills game, wasn't it?
I want to. Yeah, I
They were
want to say that
in
was
Miami.
actually. I want to say that was actually early afternoon.
Oh, it was one of the early ones.
Yeah.
No, Keith says it was a 3 p.m. game, so that's like even worse. He even less time to recover.
Yeah, if they did something like that, someone says 3 p.m. game, but even with that in mind, I don't think it's enough to make them just divisional games, because the divisions, I mean, like Dallas to Philadelphia,
New
is
York,
ridiculous. New York, that's silly. But
Dallas,
well, yeah, like
firmly in the east of the country.
yeah.
One thing I will say,
Philadelphia, Pittsburgh.
One thing I will say about it, I guess to your point, Danny, is, we had talked about the fact that Russell Wilson is still kind of trying to find his groove with his new team and whatnot. And I think inherent with that net and just, Thursday being a terrible time. Well, inherent with that terrible timing, I was reading that he was fairly limited at practice because his shoulder got kind of banged up during the Raiders game, just 4 days prior. So I don't know how much that has to do with it. I'm sure it has to play at least some type of factor, but it was rough. And I started him. I picked up Geno Smith off the waiver wire and still rode with Russ. Just because, I mean, the Colts have not, without Shaq Leonard, that defense has really left a ton to be desired. So I thought that'd be a pretty safe play, but lo and behold, I got 9 fantasy points.
Compare him to Russell Wilson last year. He wasn't good last year with the Seahawks.
Yeah,
he was really bad. I mean, he broke his finger and everything, but before that, it just wasn't looking good,
right,
at all. And a lot of people said, okay, well, it's O-line, and there's definitely Seahawks have had some of the worst O-line in forever. So granted, but it's all that being said, it just wasn't your classic Russell Wilson last year. And so little did we know, it's looking more and more like Schneider and Pete Carroll got off the train, just at the right moment. Like this might have actually been one of the biggest, trade steals and
right.
NFL they weren't the ones holding the bag.
It was a crazy trade steal.
Yeah. Highway robbery.
And he got paid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got a fat contract.
Yeah. Do you think he's done? Like, do you think this is Russell Wilson now?
I think it's too early.
Yeah, I think it is too, because I still think that he's a talented player.
Right.
I still think that he still has some juice left in him, and I think he's, for the most part,
21 straight games of this Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough, because I think when he's on his A game, I think he's a pretty solid leader. Like, the players seem to respect him. Although I'm not sure what that locker room is. Right, I was just about to say.
I heard some shit about that earlier today as well.
I was about to, and what he's doing there with Nathaniel Hackett, I'm not sure what that locker room is looking like right now. But
we all know KJ Hamler was pissed.
Oh yeah, he was super pissed. That one, just clear, wide open shot into the end zone.
He'll never throw that pass again.
No.
End of the game, slant route. That's how he lost the Super Bowl. The same route, same.
Okay.
The intercept. Yeah.
Yeah, but again,
Malcolm Butler.
I don't put that on Russ. That was Pete. Like, why the hell didn't you run it in with Marshawn Lynch in his prime at the 1 yard line?
Okay. Well, if we want to go down that road, I'll make an argument for that. So it's a second down. All right. You only got 30 seconds left. If you, so you basically got 3 more downs, right? Because it's the second one right now. If you pass the ball and it's incomplete, I say the pass itself was a bad decision down the middle, and traffic was ridiculous. I'd say just play action, fade away in the corner would have been my thought. If you pass and it's incomplete, okay, you stop the clock, you save a timeout, and you run the ball twice with Marshawn on the 1 yard line.
So when they lined up originally, it was the clock was still
1 or
running,
2
right?
They might have used a time. I think it might have been.
Okay.
I can't remember, but I remember thinking, why are they running? Throw the ball, and then Lynch jumped out of the way, and it was oh, okay, they're gonna pass. But no, that made sense to me, because you'd get 3 plays instead of just 2 running plays, because they only had 1 timeout left. And they didn't have enough time to. If you run the ball, you got time.
I can see the logic in that, but also you still have a timeout. You can, you're 1 yard, and he's been laying his dick out.
I get it
on everybody.
It's the difference between having 3 plays where 2 of them you run versus just 2 plays where you run.
But my argument there is, why risk the potential for an interception when you could run it right then and there, and if you don't get in, you clock it, and you still got another chance? Because if you're already going to pass and throw that one away to stop the clock, just fucking clock it.
No, not the intention to stop the clock. That's not your intention. I'm saying pass it, do a fadeaway, try to get a touchdown. But if it's incomplete, okay,
you're no worse off than you were before.
Now you get 2 run plays.
Yeah, it was botched. Either way you slice it, I see the logic in both. Yours and my maybe this is why.
Yeah, I mean, just to pass into traffic.
Yeah.
through all the linemen.
Anyway, that aside, Russell Wilson.
Do you
for
think he's
whichever
ever
reason,
healed?
Yeah,
I
don't
think
know.
he'll start. I think there's absolutely nothing he can do to stop him from starting next year.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
So I think next year, if he plays this bad for like 3 games, then they might let's see what this backup can do, kind of thing.
And I don't know.
I'm pulling his contract up right now, by the way.
I'm still, mind you, I'm not a Broncos fan, but it's tough because I love Russell Wilson to death. He's still one of my all-time favorite quarterbacks, but I'm still holding out hope that he'll figure it out. I mean, is it future Hall of Fame quarterback? I'm still holding out hope for him and a hope for my fantasy roster that he'll
I got
figure
rid
it
of
out.
him real quick. I got a sucker to take him.
Nice.
Hey, Keith. So I'm looking at his contract right now, and so he's owed what through 2022 this year, next year, and through 2024. After that, they can cut him. After that, there's no dead cap. So it's at least 3 years there for him, and maybe he picks it up. Maybe they design a little more around Russ, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think he's done.
No.
But
like I said, those first 3 weeks, he was throwing the ball just fine. I watched so many plays where it's like, how the hell do you not catch that?
Yeah.
I'm the 0-4 guy.
Either that or
no shame.
you could take that as him saying that you're 0-4, or he could be calling you the rank of 0-4, like a military,
What is that, Officer 4?
Yes.
What is that?
That's like in the Navy, that is a lieutenant commander. I believe in the Army and Marines, that's like a major.
I don't know what any of those
some
are.
people call me Cap, and I was hoping it would be like the rank of captain, and I'd be like, oh shit, it's perfect.
But depending on what branch you're in, that's not that great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm speaking of branches.
When it comes to rum, it's high up there.
Speaking of branches, that Matt LaFleur coaching tree or coaching branch from that tree is looking pretty shitty right now. Hackett, Getsy for the Bears. It's not great.
What the hell is it, man? It's just like with New England, every Belichick disciple, save for Mike Vrabel, has been dog shit.
Right.
Well, and that's what Austin says. He says so does Belichick's, but I wouldn't even go as far as you said with Vrabel, because I don't think he coached under Bill, didn't he? Or did he?
He did. At least I'm pretty sure he did. Well, I'm not sure if he was ever
he
with
came
New England
from the team, obviously.
But he coached under Bill O'Brien, who was a direct Belichick disciple.
That's true.
Yeah. So
maybe. Well, now Belichick's not looking so good, so maybe it's just a Tom Brady thing.
Yeah,
just
that's
being
very
in his
true.
Aura.
So I have 2 hypothetical questions for you gentlemen, bringing that up. At the end of the day, soon to be divorcee Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. All right, we've already seen that Brady can do it without Bill. Are we finally at the end of the question of which chicken or the egg between those two? Was it Belichick? Was it Brady? Was it Belichick that propelled them into greatness?
I mean,
can we use a percentage? I mean, I
feel
like at this point it's mostly Brady, but seeing, oh God, I'm losing it. Who's the quarterback for San Francisco right now? The handsome one.
Yeah, the handsome guy.
Jimmy
from
Garoppolo.
Eastern Illinois.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Seeing what Belichick did with him, when Brady was out, because when Brady was out, I was like, oh, sweet, they're going to start sucking for a few games, and didn't. Yeah.
Just kept rolling.
yeah, and then he went over to San Francisco and just been mediocre to at the best.
Mhm.
So I mean, and that's happened a few times. I mean, Hoyer at one point, I mean, he's not doing so good. Well, actually, he just got hurt, so
Hoyer's
can't say
like
much about him.
a dollar store Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Right.
Ooh, I
right.
don't
And
even
so
know if I'd give him those laurels.
Ryan
50 cent.
Fitzpatrick.
Gumball machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Ryan Fitzpatrick that you found under a rock.
Yeah. I guess my point is that when Brady was with the team and then he was injured or suspended, whoever came in seemed to do just fine under Belichick. That being said, Brady went out and picked a team and took him to the Super Bowl. Obviously, he had some great weapons.
It was
take him
built
there.
for him. It was ready for him
But
just to step in.
So I think at this point, it's pretty clear that the majority of the credit, I would say, would go to Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's
I
where
agree.
I'm at too.
I agree 100%.
It was a really interesting question, like even a few years ago. Which
Right.
Yeah.
who helped who?
Now that said, like, I mean, Tom Brady as a prospect coming out of college was not looked at all that great. I mean, the guy was almost undrafted.
Right.
Well,
So credit to Belichick for helping Brady get to,
Right.
GOAT status.
yeah, he
right.
found him.
Right.
You have to give him credit.
But how many like number one overall like quarterback draft picks end up being anything though?
Not many, to be honest.
Touche,
Especially
but
lately.
by the same token,
Right.
like how many almost like sixth round, like almost like ass into the sixth round at that quarterbacks, do you see like go on to get anywhere near Brady is?
Yeah, fair enough. But I'm saying I'm starting to feel like the transition between college and the pros seems a little bit more of a crapshoot where some of these guys
Right.
who are going in the second and third round end up actually, being pretty decent. And then you have Baker
Justin Herbert's
Mayfield's.
a perfect example.
Yeah, and then you have like your Baker Mayfields who just no, they don't do so well when they come in there.
Mhm.
The last
Even
number
to
one,
speak to that, Aaron Rodgers, he went super late.
22nd,
yeah. How many teams passed up on that?
yeah, Alex Smith was number one overall that year.
Yep.
Yeah, and and I hate. I mean, he's kind of a hero, but he has a career that's like, startable. But not what you. The last guy I can remember going number one overall and being the shit was Andrew Luck, and that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there.
Old T-Law is starting to come into his own though.
He is. He looks good. I like that. The
hope
Jaguars team is actually kind of fun to watch. I'm a
Right.
little jealous of you down there.
I know.
Man,
It's
I'm
like, man,
excited
you get
for-
like these easy tickets and stuff.
Right.
Like, man,
Yeah,
that
we
sounds
are
fun,
actually
man.
going on Sunday to the Houston Texans game, which is funny because I bought tickets on base, at the time when I was still like I hadn't quite divorced myself from the Texans just yet. And so I got tickets, and they're great tickets. I'm very excited to go. But yeah, no, they're a fun team to watch, and I keep harping on the Jacksonville sports market. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have sold me on wanting to visit Jacksonville just for sports stuff.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Like
You make it sound so good.
it's really. I think it's just convenient, and maybe I'm gassing it up a little bit more than what it's worth, but I just like the fact that, in theory, if you were really this dedicated, you could park in one spot, go to either an arena football game or minor league hockey game, literally throw a rock across the street and be at the AAA baseball stadium, and then throw a rock across the street from that and be at the Jaguar Stadium.
That's
Yeah,
so
It's
fucking
so much
cool.
fun.
That,
the
it sounds
fans-
like a real that sounds like a real sports town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally, it's like one tiny little, well, I don't say tiny, but they're literally, I mean, you could literally from like I don't want to call it, from the property line, I guess you would say, of that arena,
Mhm.
I could literally chuck a rock and hit the outside of the baseball park.
Mhm.
And
It's
it would,
crazy.
I'd have to have like maybe an NFL quarterback's arm, but from the baseball park, you could almost do the same thing with the Jaguar Stadium. At the very least, you could skip a rock and hit the parking lot of the Jaguar Stadium.
You know,
That's-
I don't want
Baseball
to.
park.
I don't
There's
want
a
to like
big
rip
gulf. Oh, go ahead.
on.
Sorry.
Well, I don't want to rip on like Jacksonville, but I want to say like that's almost a benefit of being in a town where the sports itself isn't that great. Because like I remember living in Seattle and being like, "Oh, what do you want to go see a movie today?" And like, no, nothing's going showing right now. And you're looking at each other and like, "You want to go to like a baseball game? Like, you want to plan for it?" And you look it up, it's like $10. Like, yeah, let's go do that. You know, it doesn't matter.
hmm
So
we miss out on that where I'm at.
yeah. So yeah. So I could see like if you're someone in Jacksonville, even if Jacksonville's actually not looking bad,
Right.
but historically not great. I mean, it just seems like you could spend your money like with like popcorn or I guess you're buying beer and stuff at a game and everything, but not really have to plan it out. Just hey, it's Sunday, let's go watch the Jaguars.
Yeah, literally that preseason game we went to went down exactly like that. I was supposed to
Let's-
volunteer
On
at
a
a jumbo
lark,
shrimp game.
just go to a professional football game.
Yeah.
Just out of the
Yeah,
blue.
no, that's
Let's do
exactly
that.
what we did.
It's
I
so
was
fucking
supposed to.
cool.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be volunteering at a jumbo shrimp game, the AAA baseball game, and that game ended up getting canceled for whatever reason. And so I was like, just looking, I was like, shit, the Steelers are playing here tonight. So I called up my wife, like from looking at both the baseball park and the Jaguar Stadium. Hey, you want to go to a game? Like it's a preseason game? Like I can come pick you up real quick and drive right back over here within 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Dude, that sounds like
You're
it'd be
living in
so
blessed
fucking cool,
sports
dude.
land.
Yeah.
For somebody like you are. I only know you through this show,
Mhm.
but
Sure.
I get the sense that you're just like happy to be in a sports like situation.
Absolutely.
And so you're like the perfect person for Jacksonville because you're not
Yeah.
snobby over which, yeah, I'll go to the fucking AAA team. Yeah, I'll go to the jumbo shrimp. That,
Yeah,
you're just
fucking
you're,
arena football. Sign me up. That's a
it
lot
sounds
of fun.
like you found a cool place for you down
Yeah,
there.
no,
So
it's worked out well.
awesome.
It's worked out
I
well.
like that.
Yeah.
The other question. I
Oh,
know
I
we
forgot there's another-
went,
we veered up,
went
yeah.
off the rail there a little bit, as commonly happens here. Russell Wilson at his point right now is, we all agree, he's a Hall of Famer. Let's say this is Russell Wilson. He's fallen off that cliff and he still has at least 3 more years, 3 more seasons before he's cut. They aren't going to let a $50 million cap hit quarterback just ride the bench in his final year before he gets cut. So he's going to have 3 more years of this dog shit looking play and then get cut or get released and then maybe not even sign on. Do you think that heavily influences the Hall of Fame vote down the road? Do you think that people weigh that and he's like, yeah, he started off hot and then he kind of petered out there at the end. Like he was Hall of Fame for a little while, but
No, I think it will.
and he gets in the 10th year or something. That's
He's
what I think.
I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer if that's the case.
I think
sure.
this year and last year have even moved him out of the first ballot for me as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
You look at like Roethlisberger and Eli Manning, who seem like they're a little more, even with like 2 Super Bowls, they're a little more questionable to be in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of
And,
very good, like I like to say with some other people.
Mhm.
It's the almost Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and I'd almost put him in like the Kurt Warner, who eventually made it into the Hall of Fame.
Mhm.
But but those are guys who all finished their careers as starters. Didn't finish being like the guy,
Right.
but
Yeah,
really
they ended on a
stopped
high
because
note.
they're ended on a high note, but or at least ended, about the age a quarterback would retire.
Mhm.
I don't think you get cut in your early 30s and make it to the Hall of Fame.
Mhm. He'll be I don't have it up anymore, but I think he'll be 36, 37 maybe at that
That's
point.
nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's
God,
still
yeah.
young. He's younger
Dude.
than me. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, it made me feel old. I was like, first I was like, wow, NFL players, they're like my age now. It makes me feel old now. Like head coaches are my age.
yeah,
Like,
I'm
what is
older
this?
than a head coach right
Yeah.
now. There is a head coach that is younger than I am,
Yeah,
and that fucks with me.
McVay's
That
2 years
fucks with me
older than me.
severely.
I was like, man, I could have gone to high school with this guy, and
Isn't
wouldn't even be
isn't Mike
anything.
McDaniel 36? He's the youngest coach in the league, right?
younger than McVay.
Oh shit, yeah, McVay's in his early 30s.
Yeah, and McVay I think is 35.
Yeah, 86. So he's a year younger than I am.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Austin
I'm older than him.
says Rodgers would be winning MVPs at that age.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Aaron Rodgers. I have
See,
said
Aaron Rodgers-
Rodgers is a Blake's not in here. I've got him muted. He's going to join us soon.
He's in the
But I'm-
dungeon. No,
Oh, he
whoa,
made him
whoa.
suck.
Hey!
Oh.
How'd
What's
you get
up,
out of the
boy? Listen-
How'd you get out?
Hey, been watching that Jeffrey Dahmer, so I've been learning some life skills from his victims.
Damn it! I knew I.
Oh,
had to
man.
give you
It's just like Pulp
Netflix
Fiction. You killed the
password.
gimp, didn't you?
Carl, you got Carl? Damn. Actually,
Uh,
Mike McDaniel is
so
older
what?
than I am.
What are we sipping on tonight, fellas?
Water.
Water.
I've got
Water.
an Angry Orchard.
Man, I
Nice.
used to like those. That was my like sipping on drink.
This is the first. My wife wanted me to pick some up from the store. This is the first time I've had one of these in probably 4 or 5 years. But yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's
Strongbow
not my
is
go-to,
better,
but
I think.
Right.
I agree. Oh yeah.
Unless
Or
they have
what's the
something
stuff?
a little
There's
sweet.
this stuff called I think it's called Smith and Forge.
Smithwicks.
No, I think it's called Smith and Forge.
Sounds like a gun. Can you guys
Let
hear
me
me
see.
okay?
I'm gonna look up.
Yeah, you're a little iPhone-y, but you're fine.
Well, I'm on the iPhone baby, you know.
Yeah,
And
it's definitely
I-
called Smith and Forge.
Is it?
Ooh.
What
Smith
am
and
I
Forge hard
thinking
cider.
of?
It's
Walking stick.
really good.
That sounds good, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty.
Smithwicks
Yeah.
is just a beer. Sorry,
I'm drinking
that's what I got confused.
Diet Pepsi.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Yeah, because the pizza guy got my order wrong, and I wanted mug root beer, but that's okay.
what a bitch. So Dan, I showed the waxing video to my aunt today. She says
Yeah.
10 out of 10 would not
would
recommend.
bang.
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone from I didn't comment back on her because I don't really want to say like, oh, thank you. Like someone on the BAM chat or something on the Facebook group or whatever contacted me and says, Dan, I know your grandma, say hi or whatever. So I don't know like if she knows one of you guys or
What's up,
like
Grandma?
how that happened, but someone's like, yeah, someone knows my grandma, so
I assumed it was
cool
a family
stuff.
member of yours.
I hope my
saw
grandma's
that
not
comment.
watching this.
yeah. Oh yeah, because she's
Me
my
too,
grandma's
because they're
cousin.
dead.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
That'd be pretty weird.
Turns out my grandma's been watching. I just really wax myself and talk about dungeon sex or whatever.
all right. So I jumped on, started talking about alcohol. What were you guys talking about before I jumped on?
I don't fucking know.
Dungeon sex.
We had been talking about the demise of Russell Wilson.
Dog shit.
However, if it pleases the court, I kind of wanted to jump into another subject that I've been chomping at
Please.
the bit all week.
Pleases
Oh, let's
me.
go.
It
Oh, I got something
pleases
too.
me.
But you.
I'm
go
glad.
first.
I'm glad I hopped on for this.
Yeah.
Please, Rick,
So,
the floor is yours.
oh well, thank you, sir. So I had asked these guys to hold off on talking about this on the Tuesday show, because I really wanted to jump into this. Antonio Brown, that man is off his fucking rocker. Just absolutely wild. I don't know if y'all had a chance to see it, but he had posted among other things, a myriad of like big news of like stupid shit that he's done. But he had basically he was at like a hotel pool in like Dubai or something like that. And
Of course.
was quite literally like rubbing his bare ass against this woman's face.
Oh yeah,
And then he's like picking her up and like slamming her into the water. And she's like, you could tell, like she's politely like laughing,
what
like,
the fuck?
but she's like trying her damnedest to like get the fuck away. And he's like trying to like tear her clothes off and stuff. And she finally like swims off. Then he like whips out his wang and is like, waving it above the water and stuff.
Pause.
So he
Ryan,
stole her burqa.
My brother in Christ. That man has a gigantic dong. That was a very light blur on the photos that TMZ posted.
Anyway.
That shit, you gotta
So there
give
was that.
people their flowers. Like, he's well done, Antonio Brown. Great job on the penis.
So there's that. But then he had went and like he had posted, he has like some type of like beef towards Tom Brady for whatever reason, and I'll get into that here in a second. Because of how I guess it's the overall fallout with the Buccaneers. But
Yeah, Tom ruined his career, duh.
I'll come back to that. But then anyway, he posts a tweet that said like any NFL teams, looking for some offense, call AB because he's shown the ability to still be able to expose a D.
That's
And
so
then he
wrong.
tagged
Pretty
the
good.
NFL in his tweet. Well, then this man goes out and he, on his Instagram, posts a picture from the Super Bowl with like him hugging Giselle. And I'm like, oh my God, like with everything that you have going on individually, knowing that like your name is in the spotlight and like people are like dragging you right now. The one man that has been your most staunch fucking defender,
Yep.
Tom Brady. Now I
Yep.
want to take a little stroll down memory lane here. I did my homework for this one.
Excellent.
So just to like, kind of put further emphasis on the stand-up guy that Tom Brady has been for Antonio Brown.
Tom
So,
Brady,
stroll down memory
alleged
lane.
human.
Yeah, alleged human, right. Back to December of 2018 when Antonio Brown was benched by the Steelers before the final week of the 2018 season. So basically, he was originally supposed to be like given like a rest day, but then he didn't end up practicing due to like what Mike Tomlin had said was an injury and a lack of information. Well, then it turns out that he got into a spat with Big Ben and Juju Smith-Schuster through his fucking hissy fit. And, it's kind of, all history from there when he had more or less forced the Steelers to trade him.
Mhm.
He forced him. Well, not even Oakland at first. At first, they had made a deal with the Buffalo Bills. Antonio Brown was a Buffalo Bill for all of about 2 hours.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he went on a fucking rampage.
Is that
And no,
before
I'm
they
not doing
got
that shit.
Diggs?
Yeah, I think it
Or
was
right around maybe the same time?
I
Might have been
think
around the
Josh
same time.
Allen hadn't quite come into his own yet, so I'm going to say that it was before they got Diggs. But anyhow, he made a big hoopla about that, and then they ended up coming out and saying, "Nah, the trade didn't work out, this, that, or whatever." Well, then he ends up, getting traded over to the Raiders, and the guy is, now John Gruden's like just loving him some Antonio Brown, just loves the guy until out of the 2,000 plus people in the NFL, 40 some odd different helmets, Antonio Brown's the only one that doesn't like the helmets and is like threatening to retire, this, that, and the third, making a big, huge deal about it. Ends up calling the GM of the Raiders a cracker and this, that, and the third, and ends up getting himself off the Raiders. Oh, I'm free. And nobody wanted to touch this guy. He's a basket case. And I don't remember when it was, but this was, I want to say, around the time that he had a bunch of like lawsuits against him for like domestic abuse or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'm kind of butchering that just a little bit, but I had all that going on. didn't mention any of that to Robert Kraft when Tom Brady's like, you know what? This is a talented player. Let me take him in under my wing. AB, you can come even stay at my house. And, you know, he gives his blessing, like talks to Bill Belichick, talks to
Father
Robert Kraft. I
Tom.
got this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Holy saint.
Obviously, right. Well, then all his legal shit comes out, and he never brought any of it up to Robert Kraft. So he only ends up playing one game with the Patriots, albeit a very good game against the Miami Dolphins.
I'm excited.
And he's off of the Patriots almost as soon as he gets there. Well,
He
Tom
played
Brady
one
goes.
game.
Yeah, that's what we just got done talking about. Well, so obviously Tom Brady ends up going down to Tampa, no longer with the Patriots. And again, Tom does his damnedest, like, no, we got to get AB down here. We got to get Gronk and we got to get AB. And talks Bruce Arians and company into bringing AB down there. When, again, similar to,
Where's the camera?
you know, for the very short, hi.
Say hi to my mom, y'all.
Hi.
What's up,
Hi,
Blake's
Mom.
Holler.
Fuck off.
What do you say?
He said holler.
Sup, girl?
Yeah.
Well, valid. Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa,
So
look at
hold
all
on.
the comments. Yeah.
Do we think that Giselle or Tom recruited him to Tampa?
Tom, for sure.
Because,
Dude,
because
after-
he was
yeah,
already
after
living
seeing-
with Giselle.
After seeing the pool
Anyway.
pic, it might have been.
I
Giselle.
bring all of that up
AB
really
was
to
the pool
say
boy.
that Tom Brady went out of his way to like resurrect your career from like almost certain extinction. You know, at a minimum, like after the whole thing with the Raiders, all the fallout from that, you know, brings you to his house, and who knows what happened at that house now, looking back.
Giselle
But-
knows, baby.
That's a
That
big
Giselle
house
knows.
to get lost in.
Yeah,
Big
Giselle
dick to
knows,
get
but
lost in.
goes through all this shit and is like your most staunch defender and brings you under his wing to his house, all this, that, and the third. And you have the balls.
And the dick.
Yeah.
Clearly, and the dick.
To pose to bring this man's wife into it, like knowing everything they're going through. Like AB is deranged. He is absolutely unhinged.
I
Just
got one
I-
thing to say about Antonio Brown. All right,
Go ahead.
he has a child named Autonomy. They're all A names.
Is that a medical study?
This is children,
Yeah.
Autonomy Brown.
Got my doctorate in
That's
botany.
I
gonna
rest
be-
my
that's-
case.
That's gonna be the next
like, what?
children's police
Oh,
book,
God, I hope
but
not.
it's gonna be about a coroner, a child coroner.
You know what's sad, though, Ryan? If the Bears signed AB tomorrow, he'd be the best receiver on the team.
You'd be the best receiver on a lot of teams.
Yeah. No, on the field, he's still got it, man.
He's
But
just not worth it.
No. You don't want that. So, yeah, I wish so much that we could get that meme that you sent Rick like on the podcast.
oh yeah.
Oh, it's possible,
But dude,
I-
just like what a piece of shit. Like, how are you gonna do that to Tom
Yeah.
Brady?
The one dude, the
Yeah.
one dude that
guy
had your fucking
was like
back.
your most staunch fucking defender, and you're gonna bring his wife into it like that. Like,
He's-
damn, knowing everything he's going through and everything he put up with you to fucking make sure you had a job.
yeah.
Now, mental health questions aside, the man clearly, and I'm not a doctor, I'm just a dude that has many mental problems. I've been through a lot of them.
Can confirm.
Creep. Like this dude needs to go and sit down with Brandon Marshall.
Yes.
Because if you have seen Brandon Marshall after his diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, like he is a much better
Human.
human. I mean, he's still kind of a piece of shit, but much better person than he was before the
He's stable.
diagnosis.
I want to bring
And-
something.
Go ahead.
Well, something, because a lot of people say it always comes up because of the hot topic about, all these head injuries. And it's like, oh, it's affecting these guys. But
He was already a piece of shit before the head injury.
sure. But I want to compare him to someone like, I'm paraphrasing, but with like Marshawn Lynch, because he got into a little trouble in like Buffalo, and I think he did in Seattle too. And with, like he had like an Uzi in his car, and he did some other stuff. And later in his years, someone was asking him about
Homemade donuts for the morning, boys.
Damn.
Oh, right.
Are they pumpkin?
Yeah, pumpkin donuts.
I'll throw them
Get
shit
out of
in
here,
the
right?
garbage.
I know you love pumpkin, Ryan.
A really quick, a side story about loving pumpkin. My very, very adorable 2-year-old daughter picked a little bitty like baby pumpkin today, and I went and picked her up, and she was so proud of it. And I'm looking for a new vehicle, so her and I just went on a Daddy and Lucy trip, looked at a couple of cars. I got home, and there were not less than 8 or 9 little tiny bites bitten out of this pumpkin. She just nibbled like a squirrel at this little pumpkin. And I go, Lucy, did you eat the pumpkin? And she goes, yeah, it yucky.
yeah. Pumpkins are gross, kid. Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah. Pumpkins just be pies and lattes. That's about it.
Yeah, it was the funniest thing in the world. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's cool. I was saying, and I'm paraphrasing what Lynch was saying, but said something to the fact like, I'm 22 years old, millionaire guy who grew up like, in the hood and given that much money when I haven't grown up yet. I'm still a kid. And so many of these players don't come up from the best, background, but are the stars of their high school, star of their college, and star of their NFL team, and get just an absolute dump truck full of money, and really haven't developed, I should say like a personality yet, how to behave around people, I would say.
It's still like, have their high school personality.
It's like all the people who win the lottery ticket, the money just goes away. And I'm not saying it's how they spend their money, but when you can pretty much get away with all that with very minimal consequences, I think you're gonna turn out some personalities like AB, regardless of head injuries or not.
Yeah.
And I see a little bit with Odell Beckham and a couple of these other guys, and I really think that is a big part of it. So that's kind of my 2 cents in there. And then I think Lynch, for the most part, he had a DUI a little way to go, but
And he stole that medical cart that one time. That was hilarious, though.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
So
I don't know if that
cool.
was in college or if that was in.
I think that was. I think he was in the Bills. He did that.
Oh yeah,
that was
right.
He just grabbed the cart and took off with it.
I fucking love Marshawn Lynch.
I know he's a hero, dude.
He's the coolest dude.
Yeah.
Have you guys already started picks for Sunday yet?
No.
All right, let's get into that because we're already at 50 minutes on this show. So
look, he breaks out of the weird sex dungeon I trapped him in, and he thinks he can run this shit.
Well, pay me better, baby. It's your fault for giving the key in my mouth. I mean, I don't know what that was, but
it's foreplay.
Among other things in your mouth.
All right, Ryan. Well, you're hosting, baby, so go for it.
What?
Let's go for it. Quick fire.
Where are we going?
Shit.
Yeah, let's do the quick fire we talked about, and then maybe a few that we don't want to talk
I'm
more
getting
about.
the schedule pulled up.
Oh,
I was trying to get it.
This is the first time I actually turned my Wi-Fi on my phone because I thought, like it won't work if I have my Wi-Fi and the stream going. But
here, I've already got it pulled up.
I got them. I've got them up.
Okay, go ahead.
The London series continues. New York and Green Bay over
Green Bay?
Huh? Sorry, New York Giants.
Thank you.
It's still Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, does it matter
Inconsequential.
which New York team it is?
One of the New York teams.
I mean,
one of the three.
Giants,
Giants versus
Rutgers,
Packers.
doesn't matter.
No.
Packers.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yep, Packers.
Hands down. Like that should be an easy win. It should be an
Yeah.
easy win for most teams. Chicago,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh at Buffalo,
Moving on.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Buffalo. Go Bills.
Chargers at the Browns.
Chargers.
I think it's
know.
gonna be close.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Chargers too, but I don't think it's gonna be. It's not as Bills Steelers.
Yeah.
I don't have the spread or anything up
Slam
right
ass.
now, so I don't know like where the betting line is. But I'm gonna go I'm gonna go Chargers, but not by a lot.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
gonna be by the skin of their teeth.
it's gonna come down
Yeah.
to the final drive. They can make it or not make it, and then that'll be the game. 1-score game.
Did you get yours, Rick?
I mean, I'm gonna go Chargers. I don't know if Myles Garrett's still out or not, but that would play a pretty
don't
huge
know.
factor.
I believe he practiced this week. I believe he's on track to play.
Okay. What about
Now
Clowney?
Clowney is still out, I believe. I mean, not
Okay.
that changed anything. I still don't think
Yeah.
the Browns
just curious.
offense has enough.
I don't know that line. Those two players would make a big difference against that offensive line. That
Yeah.
might swing me towards Cleveland. if
Yeah,
they
but
were
I
to
don't know
play.
that Cleveland's offense has enough to even.
I don't know, man.
They got more than
Nick
the
Chubb is
Chargers
killing it.
defense right now.
Yeah.
I'm sticking Chargers there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick Chargers, but I'm
this would
Yeah.
not be what you would do in the survival pool.
No,
you wouldn't
yeah.
pick
This
on
would-
this game.
no.
I'd
Ryan,
probably just
who is your
play.
survivor pick?
I don't fucking know, man. I haven't done that. I
Well,
lost 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
No, you
me
didn't.
too.
No. You made through. You made it through on the last one, baby.
I did.
Yeah, the Rams
Yeah.
won. It was me
All
and
right,
you.
here's the next the next one is my lock. Chicago at Minnesota. I'm picking the fucking Bears, baby. I'm just kidding.
And that's
I'm
your
picking the
lock?
Vikings.
Yeah.
Picking the Vikings. I don't like it, but I know who we
Uh,
are now.
Vikings.
Vikings. Yep.
Blake
The Vikings, unfortunately.
Mhm.
I
in
think we
their
lose
house.
this game. I
Their
hope I'm
beautiful
fucking wrong.
house.
I hope I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, me too. I'll gladly not survive again.
Is Montgomery playing for fantasy purposes?
He is
Anyone know?
limited.
I hope so.
He was a limited participant. They're calling it his knee and his ankle. I still think it's like misdiagnosed high ankle sprain. But
Which is usually a break.
yeah,
Yeah. So, just for the people out there that own or not own, but have Montgomery and Herbert, who would you play this weekend, Ryan?
Herbert.
All right, cool. Thanks. Appreciate you.
I hope that Montgomery.
I'm not
plays
playing
because
you
my
in
opponent
any
has
league.
Herbert.
I don't think so.
No, I'm playing my wife in this league.
Oh, the one I beat last week.
Yeah,
What's
did you
up?
beat her last week?
I did.
Woo, attaboy. We've got laundry for a month on this weekend, so I hope I
Oh
win.
shit! Nice,
Ooh.
nice.
Oh, it's like a game of the week bet almost.
Yeah.
100%.
We're gonna.
Sexy.
He's gonna be streaming while he just folds laundry.
Hey guys, down in the laundry room again.
Yeah.
Detroit at New England.
I'm taking.
Lions.
Ooh, the Matt
I'm taking
Patricia Bowl.
Detroit. Yeah.
Give me
I'm
Lions.
taking Detroit.
Yeah. Believe it or
I-
not.
What's weird, man? If Detroit's defense could figure it out,
Oh,
like you don't have to be good, just be mediocre, be middle of the pack.
They don't
and
need to
Detroit-
be mediocre.
Detroit's
They need to be
undefeated.
not the worst.
Yeah,
You know, just be like, out of
A
the
little bit
bottom
better.
three, and
Just a
then that
little bit
offense
better.
is just gonna be it. Yeah.
which is
Yeah, I
weird,
think-
right? Like,
Do you think
yeah.
Detroit like buys this year, like at the trade deadline, like actually trades for?
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think
would
they
be
have.
selling draft picks for defensive players all day long.
I think they have like a legitimate shot to at least make a wild card.
Agreed. I mean, they lost. I would say to the best team in football by 3 points
Mhm.
on the road.
and credit to Goff, but that's not the long-term solution. There have been a few
No, but I
crucial,
feel
like the Vikings when it was like I think just under a minute left. I said, "Oh no!" Like the Lions played great, but I don't trust Jared Goff, and sure enough, he didn't come through. So the Grinch probably would have been better.
He's
Oh,
dude's
anyway.
got a cannon for an arm.
Next game.
Seattle at New Orleans, as some people say.
This is the first game since we've been doing this that I'm actually going to pick my team, Seattle.
Gimme Gino.
I called that last week.
Yep.
Give me Gino. You sure did, Rick.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
called that last week, and I called the Falcons last week too.
I was with you
Falcons
on
are
that one, my
wild right
friend.
now. The Falcons they're wild. Like Marcus Mariota doesn't look like they're winning and
For
they're
fantasy, he was
competing.
dog
But-
shit last week.
Well,
They're going to take a step back with Patterson being on the IR for 4.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they've got a couple of young guys down there that have some
the Bucks,
juice.
they're running into a buzzsaw this week.
Oh yeah, the Bucks are.
Yeah.
You know,
What was the
next one's Miami at the Jets.
Seattle? By the way, I got Seattle.
Yeah,
Miami at the Jets.
Miami.
Yeah.
Give me the
And
Jets.
that's wishful
Give me the
thinking because I
Jets.
picked up Teddy in a league because I got Tua. So I sure
So,
hope Teddy.
Is there a timeline on Tua yet? Like,
No.
I assumed it was done for the season, no questions.
Has
asked.
he even come
but-
out and had like an interview since this last?
I haven't heard
concussion?
anything.
Just the statement.
Have
Okay.
people seen him?
No.
Does he
Is
have
he-
all
is
of
he
his
still alive?
facilities? It's a
Yeah.
little weird now that it's been a
is
while and we
fair.
haven't seen him in public.
Yeah.
So do you think now they're going from one extreme to the other?
Being too safe.
Like, okay, now Tua, we're gonna lock you in a room for a week with no lights, no sounds, nothing. You're going into a sensory
Sensory
depleted
deprivation.
room, and you don't-
Gigantic float.
okay, so because hear me out. Like my sister got a concussion when she was a senior, I believe, and it was like a month before Worlds. It was gonna be her first Worlds ever, and the doctor was like, "No, you go in a room, you shut the door, you turn the lights off, you have no phone, no TV, no lights, no nothing.
Wow.
If you want a chance." And like she did it, and it sucked, and she was able to perform, and she didn't have any issues. So I mean, like, do you think Miami went from one extreme to the other?
Well, we don't even know if it's a concussion yet, do we? I mean, we're assuming it's a concussion, but there's other people they're saying like, no, spinal stuff.
That was the first one. The second one was definitely a concussion.
We know for sure it was a concussion. Like
Yes.
it wasn't just
Yeah.
He's in the protocol.
okay. So
So, and then my other thing is, I mean, so he went to a Cincinnati area, trauma one hospital that night and was released that night. And people were like, well, why is he being released? Okay, well, if the number one trauma surgeon in the area and neurological surgeon in the area is releasing him to fly,
yeah.
I guess the thing that I didn't like is like McDaniels, when they landed in Miami, they were talking, they're like, how was Tua? And he was like, oh, Tua was great. We laughed watching MacGyver the whole way home. Like, why the fuck is Tua now, if we're having another concussion, watching a movie on a phone or an iPad on a computer on a fly? I don't
I agree.
get it.
Austin.
And laughing watching MacGyver, that's not a good sign.
No, it wasn't
It was-
MacGyver. It was MacGruber.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. So we
Yeah.
know he actually has a brain damage because he's laughing at that. Then there's a big issue.
No way. That shit's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I've actually
Did you
never seen it.
see, while we're on this, did you see the NFLPA send a new concussion protocol to the league today?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
I
see
didn't
that.
see what was in it.
Yeah.
I just saw that they did it.
Explain
Yeah.
to us who did not see that.
I don't know what it said. Basically, it said if it.
Give
I
me
don't
a
know what it
minute.
said. Yeah, Ryan,
I'm
pull it.
pulling it up.
We're gonna go
All
over
right.
tonight, guys. It's a Friday. Who gives a fuck?
All right.
YOLO.
You guys want to go to the next?
Yeah,
while you're looking it up,
Here's
go
the
to next thing here?
NFLPA thing.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Reunion has agreed to change the concussion protocols to protect players from returning to play in the case of any similar incident to what we saw on September 25th. Let's see, going further down, it just gives a bunch of the stuff around the Tua situation as it's not spelling out exactly what is in the proposal or the letter that they sent.
I was gonna throw that. out.
That was me. I sucked it up.
Hey, you
I
were great.
beefed
Dude. I
it.
watched. You're good.
I
You're
beefed
good.
it.
First time. baby.
Really?
First
Oh, I
time.
really schooled the pooch there.
You got it. You got it.
Anyways, it doesn't actually say exactly what's in it, but it outlines a lot of the issues with the Tua situation.
Your ads are running right now.
And kind of
For
tries
all
to
people watching.
make it not happen again.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
lack
Which
of a
are
better
probably on the
word.
stream.
Blake is talking at the same time, and I kind of lost myself.
Sorry.
All right.
So, anyways, the next game is the buzzsaw we all talked about.
Yeah,
Atlanta
yeah.
at Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Next.
All these names.
Tampa
yeah.
Bay. Tennessee at Washington. The Commanders. The Commandos.
I'm gonna go on a record. Everyone says like,
Cosmonauts.
everyone calls it Washington and Washington. No one says that.
I know,
I've never
I say
met
it-
one person.
I
Look at that, y'all.
say
Look at
it.
that.
Look at them donuts.
Looks good.
With an M&M on the top. Look at that.
It's not an M&M on the top.
What is that?
That's just the.
Oh,
It's
that's
the-
just the
this is the
middle
rubber
of the
mat.
donut. Whoops, sorry guys. I'm an idiot.
I
Mom's-
only say Washington.
Mom's kind of cute, dude.
That's my sister, you dipshit.
Oh, she's kind of cute.
She looks just like you.
Thanks, Ryan. I'll take that as a compliment.
God damn it!
Washington.
Like,
single.
literally, it flew away. Oh, Washington.
the
I say the
worst
R
quickfire
in
ever.
Washington
Yeah.
because it bothers my wife so much. That's
With
why I
the
say it.
Washington State mugs in the Commanders Stadium.
That is
Yeah.
pretty fantastic. Who do you guys have in that? Tennessee or
Titans.
Yep, I got Titans.
I don't like Carson Wentz, man, so I got to go Tennessee there, and Rob's going to be pissed because he would be on the show and agreeing with us, so he's going to miss his first simultaneous Titans
Well,
unless Ryan goes with
he
Washington.
is going to be disappointed in me because I'm going Washington.
Really?
Ooh,
I just
Is
don't
this
like
the only-
Titans.
non-unanimous. You don't like the Titans?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's okay. The only non-unanimous game so far, so that's
Mhm.
actually interesting. Okay.
The Rick special,
Huh.
his old salty ex-lover Houston versus his hot side piece, the real
Yeah.
hot side piece that we all like. Or we all know he likes
Mm-hmm.
more. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
So, like I had mentioned, I am going to this game on Sunday, and my wife and I both got a little thing here because, again, like I said, I will gladly root for the Jaguars so long as they're not playing the Seahawks.
Mhm.
So I got myself a little bit of swag.
Ooh,
nice. I was gonna ask you.
yeah.
I was going to ask you if you were going to wear a Texans gear or
No.
went out and got some Jacksonville gear.
So you're
Alright.
done. You're like you are completely divorced from the Texans.
I am completely divorced from the Texans, but I would say it's
Until
not
they're
like
good again.
No. Like it's not a bitter divorce. Like it's not the same divorce as I had with the Rams. Like it was
So
just
you're
like
not
a,
gonna
hey,
burn a
like
jersey?
It's like we've
No,
grown
like-
apart, baby. We've grown
Yeah,
apart.
we're-
We're
no,
two
we're-
different
we're-
people.
it's not even that. It's like a more
I gotta
like
spread my
like
wings. Hey,
we're better as friends. Like type of a breakup. Like
you put the Texans in your friend zone.
yeah.
it's kinda-
Well, and then I did the slow fade. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bye.
Oh, you haven't called in a while. Yeah, it's busy. Whatever.
yeah.
Yes.
I will say, like,
I'm going to Jacksonville on that, by the way.
I
Yes.
got Jacksonville as winning, but I'm kind of finding myself rooting for the Texans every game they play because I'm a huge Lovie Smith fan. Like,
Mhm.
not because of just how amazing he is. I think he's a great coach, but I think he's just been screwed so much in the NFL. I really, really want him to do well. So
It's kind of how I
feel
feel
like
about Jacksonville.
yeah, I know. So it's because Jacksonville's kind of on the rise. You're like, come on, guys, you can do it, buddy. But I'm probably gonna be rooting for the Texans in this game. If I'm being
you
honest,
think the Jaguars will win, but you're going
Right.
to root for the Texans.
I think
yeah.
so. And it's there's so many games like that where I don't really care who wins. I just watch football. It's prime time, and then
Mhm.
you realize I'm just you're rooting for the Colts or whatever, and it's oh, it turns out that's who I'm rooting for. Didn't know until the game started. Anyway,
Yeah.
Fast forward, the clock goes around a few times. Now we're in the late afternoon games.
Hmm.
49ers at the Panthers.
49ers.
49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. The Dallas. I don't love pumpkin spice. That is incorrect. Unless that's like a stripper's name, then maybe I'd give her a shot.
Hey, I'm not mad at you.
The Dallas Cowboys at the Los Angeles Rams.
LA.
Their logo looks like a pasty that you would put on a stripper.
Yes.
Cooper
Named
Kush finally
pumpkin
loses.
spice.
Reminds
you
me
remember
of Jan-
Sips Ahoy in Anacortes?
Reminds me of
Dave?
Janet Jackson for some reason.
Sips Ahoy.
Oh, you remember that place, Sips Ahoy? Over in
Was that the
Anacortes?
titty one?
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know if I don't know if I remember that one.
it's like if you when you
It's
were going
not
off
the one
of,
at Sharp's Corner.
I think so. Like whenever you're driving from Whidbey to Anacortes, like right before you like veer right to start driving towards Burlington. Anyway, nobody here is going to understand what we're talking
I'm
about. So
lost.
Dude,
But
bikini
I heard-
baristas
I heard
are
titty.
a
and I was
Washington
like, oh,
staple.
wait. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we went through a couple when we went to Seattle.
Yeah,
It was-
it's
it
like
was-
it's a must do. It's like Voodoo Donuts in
You know the
Oregon.
funny
You gotta go see
thing
it. Titty
is my
coffee.
wife is the one that was like, oh, let's go to one of those bikini ones. I was like,
Like,
all right,
oh,
yes,
yeah.
oh,
Let's
If
go.
you say so, yeah.
Other-
I just think the coffee's good. Yeah.
New boobs,
Like, you
new
know what, babe?
boobs. Okay,
anyway,
You
so,
know what,
that-
babe?
so Cowboys Rams.
we got the
Rams.
Eagles
We
versus
didn't even pick the
Cardinals.
Cowboys Rams. What do you guys got? Cowboys Rams.
Oh,
Rams.
yeah, Rams. I thought we all said Rams.
Yeah.
Rick just
I
wants his
felt-
opportunity to shit on Dallas. Give him a second. Rick,
I'm
floor is
sorry.
yours.
Go ahead, please.
You know, I want to say Rams, but as much as I hate to say it, like I don't think the Cowboys have a terrible chance of winning this game, only because they can't seem to fucking keep Matthew Stafford upright to save his life. And
That is true.
the one thing that Dallas
They
has going
miss
for them,
Whitmer.
which has been kind of, you know, I know people are Dallas fans are enjoying the taste of Cooper Kupp's chode right now, but their defense has been what's kept them in games and like
This-
won games for them. I
is
mean,
this
he hasn't been bad.
pregame-
Like
is this
he's
pregame
been-
chode or postgame chode?
both.
Oof.
Why not
That's
during game chode?
sweet and salty? You know what I'm saying?
They're always in shotgun
first-
for a reason, Ryan.
First
And
quarter.
you know that
chode.
thing's unkempt too, right?
Yeah. Anyway, no,
It's
like
wild
he's
down
been
there.
fine.
Yeah.
Like he has been a solid game manager. He's not done anything like otherworldly. Like he's not just absolutely blowing up the stat sheet,
Mhm.
but he's managed the game. Like he hasn't made mistakes, and he's played solid complementary football to that really nasty pass rush that they have. So
I think it's a toss up.
So
that one's kind of a
Rick,
toss up, as much as I hate to say it.
Rick,
But yeah.
who is your pick? None of us went to a toss up. We have all picked
true.
one team for everything.
Yeah, Rick, are you really going to pick Dallas here?
At
I don't think
1
I picked.
hour
no,
and 9
yeah,
minutes.
They're in
and
LA.
22 seconds.
Rams.
Okay.
I'll go Dallas.
I
Ooh! Dan with the curveball.
Yeah, let's go.
And
I
he
like
puts a stogie in his mouth. What you
Oh
smoking
fuck, dude! He's
smoking on?
serious.
This is a Diesel Maduro.
on? Ooh.
Yeah, by AJ Fernandez. I think it's owned by Cigar International.
Diesel Maduro sounds like a male stripper's name.
Yeah, that's Ryan.
Sounds like Antonio Brown's chode. You just got slapped by Diesel.
Okay.
Now coming to the stage, Diesel Maduro.
Didn't that
Put
guy
your
play for the
hands
Bills
together.
for 2 hours?
Jesus.
Go right here. No, go right here. There.
Oh, nice.
Do you guys like my dirty strip club man voice? It's pretty terrifying. Eagles at Arizona. Eagles at
Eagles.
Arizona. Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles.
I think they're the best team in football right now. They're just running on all cylinders. And then you got the Sunday night game, Bengals at Baltimore. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Bengals and Ravens.
I'm rooting for the Bengals. They're my number 2 team, but I think it's going to be the Ravens.
All day.
Yeah, I do think the Bengals are getting better. I think they're like Tennessee. I think they're starting
coming
to get
back
their
around.
stride.
Mhm.
But I think it's going to be the Ravens.
I think that
Who knows?
not that this matters much, but I guess if you were to give any, I don't even know that I would say advantage, but I think that the Bengals have a marginally better defense than the Ravens.
Right now, anyways, I think the
Yeah.
Ravens have more potential talent on them, but
Yeah.
as they are right now, I would
Right,
agree.
right. As they are right now, I think that the Bengals have a better defense. But yeah, give me Baltimore.
It's hard to
Uh,
pick against Lamar right now,
right
right?
now, yeah,
I mean,
he's
I
playing.
agree the Bengals have been
No.
getting better, but Lamar looks like the best Lamar we've seen.
Yeah, I think it could
Bateman
change later in
might
the
be
year.
out on Sunday.
Who?
Bateman,
Oh,
he might be
Cool.
out on
More
Sunday.
from Mark
but-
Andrews and Devin Duvernay.
Yes, Mark Andrews.
I need some
Love
Mark Andrews points.
Monday Night Football. It's the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chef's Kiss.
I mean,
Do we?
Mahomes.
It's
Like,
obvious, right?
Yeah.
If you have a pulse, 2 hands and 2 feet with all 10 toes, you're probably going to catch a touchdown in Kansas City.
See, now this would be if I was in the
raining
Survivor League.
touchdowns.
If I was in the Survivor League, the Chiefs would be my pick, and I would lose again because this is just one. I'm not saying the
It's
trap.
one of those feelings.
I mean, to give them any kind of hope, which is none at all. The Raiders just, beat Denver, which is now looking really bad, and it's a
Less and
divisional
less
game.
impressive.
Divisional games always have the chance to be just the sleeper upset.
Anything goes, yeah.
So
But it's
Correct,
Chiefs.
Keith. Correct, Keith. I cannot catch a touchdown in the NFL.
So I have another question for y'all.
Hmm.
Is there a game this week that you are excited about that is not your team's game?
What about my second team?
Bengals and Ravens.
I think
Yeah.
Bengals and Ravens is it, right? Like that's probably the closest to a
Yeah.
playoff game.
It's the closest to a playoff game,
Well-
but like I'm pretty interested in the Tennessee-Washington game
And
because
for dumb reasons, but obviously like the Jaguars Texans
Yeah.
game because we're going to it.
right.
Okay, that's one
I-
I'm actually
I
interested
actually am interested in
Yeah.
that game too.
in. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's because I think Texans
I'm
aren't a
popping
good
out,
team.
boys. Y'all finish this up.
All right,
Great show.
okay,
Love you guys.
all right.
I
Texans aren't a good team. I'll admit it, but I think they're better than their record shows.
Yeah.
So I think it could be a close game, and like I said, I'm rooting for Lovie Smith, but I like the Jaguars too. So I think that would there's nowhere there's going to be air around me, so there's no way I'm probably going to watch it,
Right.
just because I won't be able to get it. But yeah, I'll be paying attention.
I just would like to say that I'm very happy that Carl the Gimp finally woke back up and is putting Blake back down in his hole where he belongs.
Yeah.
So that's it's a very special thing for me in my heart to hear that Carl the Gimp is alive and well.
Danny might know a thing or two about gimps.
I do.
Oh God, he's excited about that.
You
All
have
right.
seen any of the videos that
I
we've done?
I have. So the sorry, I have dry throat. The MLB playoffs started today.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. We went off track talking about other
The
stuff.
Mariners.
Mariners were the first win in the playoffs. I'm
Yes,
so stoked about
yes.
that.
Yeah, that was great.
I'm glad that I brought it up because I wanted
Oh
to give
my
you the
god,
floor.
dude! Yeah, I don't know what was the
4-0.
I'm really pissed off. My MLB TV subscription didn't include playoffs. I didn't know that,
What?
so I was
It
watching.
doesn't?
No, so I was watching a really. Maybe it's just didn't stream that game. I don't know, but I was pissed off. So I was listening to a lot of it, and I was trying to watch a stream, and it kept cutting out because my internet is barely better than dial-up. Then I was doing the game day on my phone. Got the rest of it, but yeah, dude, go Mariners.
That's all. I am very much rooting for them this year. Guardians.
So long as
Sorry.
St. Louis.
yeah, I was gonna say that they looked great. That kid, what was Luis? What was his last name?
Castillo.
Luis Castillo looked phenomenal. Up
Yeah.
until that accidental hit, he looked
That was
great.
Went
He's
8
a-
innings.
but-
He's a stud.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looked phenomenal. And I like I keep saying, like I love the city of Seattle. That is not a secret on this show anymore.
Yeah.
So I will again gladly continue to root for the Mariners to do well up until, and even if, God willing, the Cardinals and the Mariners make it to the World Series.
Yeah.
And if they end up beating the Cardinals, yeah, I'll be a little upset, but not really. Like, I'll still be very happy. I think that this is great for Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I really want to see them do well. And I think they do have a shot. They've got a pretty fun, exciting young team. You know, you've got your top of the line ace guy in Castillo, I feel like. So Guardians beat the Rays 2-1. Phillies over the Cardinals 6-3.
No, was that a ninth
piece of
inning?
What happened to that?
shit that was? Yeah. So, and this is I pulled up this crazy stat earlier. See if I can find it. I'm not going to spend all this time looking it back up, but the Cardinals up until this point were something to the effect of like 91-0
when
in
leading
postseason games where they were up 2 or more scores in the 8th inning until today.
Real weird, obscure Elias Sports Bureau stat, but yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
6 runs in the ninth.
91-0.
Yeah,
Wow.
Up 2 scores in the 8th, and today they fucked it away. That kid Helsley.
Yeah,
and I don't know if this is just mismanagement on the coach's part, but from what I understand, his thumb is messed up or something with his hand is messed up. You know, so I don't know if either he was just being too headstrong and no, I got to get out there, or if it was, you know, the coach pushing it more or what. But yeah, it was just a complete collapse in the 9th inning, and super shitty as a St. Louis fan. So
yeah, it's gotta hurt.
Yeah, no, it wasn't fun. So obviously our next game is a win or go home. And I'm really hoping this last hurrah, you know, with Pujols and Yadier Molina and Adam Wainwright, really hoping we could turn it around. Although I'd like to see our bats get a little bit more hot.
Well, you still have a shot tomorrow. Your guys are going against their 2, and you know Phillies did come into the postseason hot-ish, but also, how do you guys feel about this 3-game series for the wild card? I kind of like it. It's a little more playoff baseball.
Yeah, and they're all home games, right? Like they're all.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty
up
sure.
Until
Like
you get to like the
division series.
Yeah. Like all the games will be in the wild card games will be in St. Louis. All the
right.
Toronto. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And then the final game, Padres putting 7 up on the Mets.
I was happy to see that.
I was too. I don't like the Mets.
Yeah,
I like them more than
you, Darvish.
I don't like the Yankees. That's why I'm okay with the Mets.
Yeah, well, I mean, I remember when Yu Darvish was a Texas Ranger.
I remember when he was a Chicago Cub. We have that in common.
Yeah.
So that's the scores for today. Who is your current favorite? You know, we're at the end of the season. We're in the playoffs now. Who you guys like?
Just like to win it all?
Who do you think's going to win, and who do you think could sneak around and win?
That's tough.
I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be the Astros.
You think that's who's going to win?
Yeah.
So I'm Dodgers Yankees is who I think is going to win. Who I think could get in from being hot is the Mariners and the Braves. You know, the Braves are the 2 seed, but
I was just about to say
the Braves have been like riding that wave so hard lately. Like, they are a scary hot. They're hot at the right time.
Yeah, I was just about to say that the Braves. They definitely look really good. In fact, I would almost go so far as to say that's probably my pick for the NLCS. I hope I'm wrong, obviously, but that's who I've got. As far as American League goes, again, rooting for Seattle. But yeah,
I'm just saying the Mariners have been historically, like even this year, been so bad against Houston. And
Yeah.
I would
I
much
know.
rather go against the Yankees than Houston. But I think that's like that would be that's a miracle if they end up taking or beating Houston.
Mhm.
So as good as the Mariners have been, they just all year, like I don't think maybe they won one series against them, but it was just
They just got to win one series this
I
time.
know.
That's all they need. So what's your?
Well, no, but it still could happen, right? Because I don't know, because like basically Tampa Bay would have to beat Cleveland, and then obviously you'd have to make it past the Blue Jays. Wouldn't that put you guys up against the Yankees?
I
Like,
don't
doesn't the
I
number
don't think
2
it
seed?
I don't think it
The
flips.
brackets
I think once the
is-
brackets are in now is
Yeah.
I think
So
is how it is.
If the
thought
Mariners
it was
beat,
like
beat the Blue Jays, they play the Astros.
I believe.
I thought it was like the number 2 seed takes the higher remaining seed.
Oh, you know what?
Or
You're
is
right, because it's a bye. So
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking like more football, but
Nah,
yeah, I think it's different. Yeah, because if you're on a bye, you're waiting to play because you shouldn't get punished by playing a higher seed because of the bracket when you're on bye, right? That should get flipped around, I believe. Hopefully, that's fine.
Actually, you know what? Looking at the postseason picture, it does look like whoever wins between Mariners Blue Jays gets Houston next.
Okay, that's what I thought. So what were your two? What's your AL and NL
Hey,
team?
just bouncing in here real quick. I thought for MLB it was highest seed against lowest seed. Don't look at the
You baiting? You laying in bed baiting, and you just had to come. Put your pants on.
They're on, fool.
He can't when he's thinking about baseball.
Oh wait, so he's got assless chaps on. That's right.
Assless chaps, baby.
All chaps are
He's
assless.
just on the beach, bruh.
Otherwise, they'd just be
Beach.
But I thought
They're
baseball
just
was
leather
highest
pants.
seed against lowest seed.
Okay, but
That's
that's how the brackets start out. But once they start, are they locked in or
No.
do they get flipped around
I don't believe so.
before they go to the?
I
See, that's
know
that's what I was looking at. What Rick is showing
looks like, Rick, but I know that, but I don't believe that's correct for baseball. I believe baseball is the highest against lowest.
That's on MLB.com.
If the Mariners get to play the Yankees, they have a shot. A decent shot.
No, I would hope so too. Like, yeah, if I'm the Mariners, I would definitely rather play the Yankees than the than the Astros for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, like honestly, like I was a little bit more worried about the potential of going up against the New York Mets than I am, as weird as it is to say, the Braves. But they just kind of had to collapse like right at the ass end of the season, so they ended up losing the number 2 seed. So I don't know. It's tough. I know we always have a tough time against the Dodgers. So hopefully,
lots of people did this year.
yeah. But just historically, the Cardinals have always had problems with the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I stand corrected. That so it says on MLB's website, no, the number 1 seeds will face the winner of the wild card series between the 4s and 5s, while the number 2 will face the winners of the 3s and 6s. So there is no reseeding. So I apologize.
So you get Houston. If that's your reward for beating Toronto, regardless, you get Houston.
Okay. All right. Well,
you just gotta win one series. Yep. That's it.
Yeah. In that case, I'm cool with this. I'd rather play the Braves than the Dodgers right now.
I wouldn't want to play the fucking Braves right now. I wouldn't.
I would rather play the Dodgers right now.
I agree with Ryan there.
The Braves are lightning hot right now. I'm
just going based off of history. Like for the Cardinals, we've always had problems with the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
We've always had problems with the Dodgers. So that's the only reason I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, who's your World Series winner? Who do you think?
The St. Louis Cardinals, because it would be the perfect storybook writing to the history
Listen,
of
if
baseball.
if they win, this shit is rigged. I will always believe it.
And I'll be okay with that.
But I think it's going to be the Yankees, by the way. I just they got too much power in those bats.
I hate the Yankees more than any sports team. I'm much more a football guy, but I hate the Yankees more than any other sport.
I want to see Rizzo get another ring. That's about it. I think
No.
I'd like to see some of the guys on that team get a ring.
I'd be okay with Schwarber winning a second ring.
I would, but they don't have a. I don't think they have a chance. I think the Cardinals
only
are going
thing
to
I'll be
fucking
happy
turn it
for-
around and beat them the next 2 games.
Is if
Scherzer would be
if
cool.
Harrison Bader and Matt Carpenter get a ring, then okay, great.
Scherzer have a ring with Washington.
Scherzer?
Yeah.
Good question. I don't know that.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not going to look it up.
Yeah. Who cares? I
It's-
really don't
we're-
care enough
We're
to
like
look it
a
up.
half an hour over.
Oh. Okay. Well,
We
say
got
goodbye.
to. No, we don't.
No.
Fuck them.
Oh,
we can
oh,
do
okay.
it. It's
I don't
our
know
show.
the-
We can do
I
it.
don't-
Whatever.
I don't know the rules.
Blake's down in the dungeon. He can't.
All the
stop me.
sponsors are blowing
In
up
that padded
text
room.
messages.
Beachy. Oh.
Keith says he
Keith
does.
said he does. Keith's our
Okay.
Elias Sports Bureau.
I'll say, yeah. If you don't know who Keith is our Alliance Sports Bureau on every show. He is our fact checker, and amazing.
It's a little slip up there. Jeez.
We blame the whiskey for that one.
Cool.
Yep. So, you got anything you're looking forward to this weekend?
Oh yeah,
Going to the
Sitting on
Tabs
the
game.
beach and drinking.
Mariners baseball, man.
Yeah.
My kid said she just got it in their head all of a sudden. It's like, Dad, I want to go someday. I want to go. I want to go in a cave someday. I'm like, oh, well, the Ohio Caverns. That's like
Yeah.
30 minutes away. He's like,
Do you think
let's do
she's
this
planning
weekend.
on murdering you in that cave?
She might.
Because caves are good places to hide bodies. Probably. I don't know.
I'm
I
just
don't-
saying, dude, if she comes to you and is like, hey, Dad, will you help me? Like, I brought home a pig from school to cut up.
Yeah.
That,
How-
like, that,
can you show me how to do this? Yeah.
Fine, bro. That's a warning.
Dad,
And
this
where
picture's
we
going to
can
be
hide it,
so
yeah.
cool. Just stand right to the left of this sharp cave drop.
Yeah, a little more,
Yep,
more. Yeah.
You're almost on the edge of the cliff, but you're safe. Whoops.
I don't know. I got her passport and her credit card. She can't get far.
Bring them with you
Yeah.
on your person.
Yeah.
Aha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. So then keep me alive as I have all her monetary income locked away. She doesn't
Hey,
know where.
did you guys notice that Rick didn't bring up any college football today?
Weird.
We weren't talking college football, but
What
yes, I
happened to
am
Florida
excited
State? Did
to
something
watch
happen?
Florida State.
Yeah.
Did they lose?
They
I
sure
Yeah,
honestly
they
did.
lost.
don't know. I don't know.
They
They
did. They did. It was
Ah.
it was bad.
But Ryan's team's out here getting coaches fired, so
Yeah, we're fucking killing it, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Illinois did get 5 or 6 top 25 votes. week, so- There's buzz coming.
Cincinnati's back up there. We're at 24.
Yep, we
So
play NC
they're
State
ranked now?
tomorrow night.
NC State. Ooh, sorry, it's L.
No,
Want to bet on that? You want to bet on that?
Ooh, bet on camera.
sure. I'll bet a case of beer.
Deal.
That's a
Okay,
good
so-
bet.
Yep.
I like that. That's a nice bet. That's a
think
nice
it's a
bet,
lot.
boys.
Deal.
Fine. Have
Where's
you
the game
tried?
at?
Have you tried to buy someone beer from another state?
We just, I think the last time we did this, like he just Venmoed me enough to buy myself some beer.
Okay. I was gonna say because I tried to send Lamar beer one time, and that was an absolute shit show.
I
I remember
it,
that.
It took me like months to get to like get him
The
to like, oh, I
legalities
wouldn't
of,
buy
like,
beer, ship it to him.
transporting. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
no,
I'm
I think
trying-
I think our last bet was literally go to the liquor store, take a picture of what you're buying, and all of it, and the loser has to Venmo.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's just easy.
Yeah. Modern technology.
Yeah.
There is a new bicycle pump track that opened up in the bustling metropolis of Springfield, Illinois. And so that's what I'm going to do.
They look
Ooh,
like
getting
DeVito
them
Martinez.
miles in, eh?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. It looks like a lot of fun. And I'm pretty sure if I try to do any tricks on it, my whole arm will fall off. So that will be great.
Hey, do you have a GoPro?
I don't. bro.
Damn.
You know, I wonder if my
Yeah, I
Chicago friends here can fill us in. But Blake, what do you think about like for a game of the week bet, like trying to convince somebody like sell them on like Jepson's Malort as a game
Ew.
of the week punishment.
Gross.
Oh, what?
As long as I'm not involved, I'm all here for it.
Yeah.
What is this?
Jepson's Malort. It tastes like a rusty asshole.
It's this whiskey. They could. I've only read about it, but it's this whiskey that is. It's rated like the most terrible whiskey in the world. It's like a Chicago staple in that regard.
Whoa, no.
It
no,
puts
that regard.
hair on your
Greg's
chest.
Yeah.
It
In
puts
that
hair
regard.
on your chest, and the pizza puts heart attacks in your body.
It's like
It's the drink
made
to Chicago as the
Ah,
Cleveland
Bears.
Steamer is to Cleveland.
You know why they do
You're
that,
so-
Ryan? It's just less years of football and baseball we have to
That's
watch.
true. We don't suffer as long.
It's made with wormwood, which
It's
it just
disgusting.
sounds gross.
It's
Mhm.
disgusting. Did you see
That's-
NHL
that's
Power
tequila.
Rankings came out tonight?
I did not.
Good old Chicago Blackhawks are a second to last.
Nice.
We got to suck a little harder.
And
For
damn it,
Bedard,
when are we
baby.
gonna
I
get-
want Bedard so bad. I want Bedard.
When the hell are we going to get XFL team names?
We got him.
I mean,
Well-
we got a leak.
Yeah, but then like
There's a
what's
leak.
okay, fine. Logos. Like if those
Yeah.
are the names, when are we like when is it gonna officially be released? Like when are
I-
we gonna get that actual official release?
I thought it was going to happen like months ago.
It was
Yeah.
supposed to
I'm
happen
surprised it
last
still
week, but
isn't.
it was supposed to happen last week. They had a bunch of live events scheduled, but they had to cancel them because of Hurricane Ian coming through Florida. So
yeah, right.
who knows?
Do you
They
think?
faked that hurricane.
Do you think those leaks?
I mean, I'm in
Could've been-
Tampa right now, and I see very little damage. So
Do you think those leaks could be from the league, seeing what the feedback is? Like, oh, this got leaked, and
Dangling
then
out.
like, okay, for instance, most everyone got pissed off about the Seattle Sea Dragons. I thought it was cool.
no,
like
that's
it.
such a stupid name.
You're
love
stupid,
it.
Sea
You're
Dragons. Like, let's go Sea
stupid.
Dragons. Ah!
I immediately defaulted to like the seahorse.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Seattle
that is true. I did
Trogdors.
find out a sea dragon's actually a seahorse.
yeah,
Like,
like,
okay,
I
that's a
defaulted
little-
to fucking horsey
a
from
little dumb.
Pokemon, like that blue
Yeah.
little horse seahorse.
But see, I'm thinking about the other Pokemon that the magic carp turns into.
Gyarados.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
get that
yeah.
guy's a logo.
that's not. Yeah.
Come on, that's a sea
That's
dragon.
closer to a
Ah.
dragon than a sea dragon.
It's a sea dragon. He's in the sea.
That's fair.
You know?
Okay, that's fair.
So, yeah, something like that. I think could be pretty cool. Maybe like even get some of the similar, like the maybe the teal and dark blue and white as the team colors. I think that could be a cool change rather than the orange and green.
Hit up whoever the hell it was that came up with the branding concept for the Seattle Kraken. And
Yeah.
just
They did
Yeah.
that really good.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Golden Knights too. So like the last two NHL teams,
Yeah,
like their
agreed.
branding is
Yeah.
And I
theirs
like-
was okay. I didn't think it was like otherworldly, but like the Seattle Seattle Kraken, I think that is the single best branding concept in all of sports.
They did good.
Yeah.
And see, I wanted the Steelhead was the team I was rooting for, the Seattle Steelheads. But after seeing what they did with the Kraken and all that, I was like, oh, dude, that's good. And I love the color scheme. Same thing as the Titans. Like I know it's like like 1 for 1, everything's the same.
But
But
yeah,
I think it looks
they
great
made-
though.
It looks phenomenal.
Yeah. No, I love it a lot.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the logos again. The Vegas Knights does look like a cheap 1987 off the strip casino logo. I kind of like it though. I like it.
Yeah. I love the alternate logo for the Kraken where it's like an anchor, but like the long part of it is the
Yeah,
Space Needle.
Space Needle.
Yeah.
cool designs. I like new designs. I still like that women's soccer team, the Aurora FC. Their logo and designs and colorway that they did.
I didn't even know soccer's had logos like soccer teams.
Hmm
They just
They're usually not very creative.
Yeah,
Em-
SPL
or,
City, baby.
MLS, I
Yes,
think, has
sir.
the worst. Like,
Why the fuck
team
would
names.
you name your team the Chicago Fire? That like almost destroyed the entire city.
It almost
Like-
killed me. So
Could have named it after the cow that knocked the lantern
Yeah.
over. Like,
Yeah. Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
I mean,
Yeah.
Ryan,
It's like Tampa Bay changing their name from the Tampa
Yeah.
Bay, Buccaneers to the Tampa Bay Hurricane
Yeah.
Ikes.
New
I
York
mean-
jihad.
Ryan, I live in St. Louis. The MLS team here is St. Louis
Gross.
City.
The
Yeah,
St.
St.
the-
Louis City
the-
Soccer
the
Club.
St. Louis Krenikes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Is
Was
that
it
how you
the-
say his last name?
Kroenke.
Kroenke?
Kroenke.
Kroenke?
Yeah.
St. Louis
LA
Crockies.
Real. They just MLS just has the stupidest
Terrible.
names, and I know it kind of comes from like European soccer. There's like, oh no, we do,
I don't give a shit. That sounds stupid.
We were born. I think I go on a whole rant of like how much I have an issue with soccer. I know it's the most popular sport in
the world.
In the world.
That's because most people can only afford a soccer ball.
Well,
So, but
Empty
like,
flat
holy-
land is
but I'm just saying,
plentiful.
if like, and I guess they don't really need help branding because it is like it's starting to get more and more popular in America. They're having their own stadiums and all
Mhm.
this, but God, dude,
Beautiful stadiums too.
right? But even just some of the rules, like not the way they keep time. They just have a guy guess at the end, like I don't know, they stopped like 4 minutes,
14
Right? Yeah,
extra? That sounds
right?
good.
I don't know. Does that sound good? Yeah, okay.
I mean,
play-
that's what
play it on the
current
format. It's like,
NFL
dude,
refs are doing.
it's like that's how they. It's like this game was invented before the stop clock. Right?
This
It's like-
game is as old as time
Yeah.
because actually it's older than time because that's why they don't know how to keep it.
Yeah.
Old
Yeah, they
school.
just go into we go till the sun sets.
Somebody's breaking out their sextant in the.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a timekeeping thing. I think it's for
Yeah.
distance
We
or
got
navigation.
The game's over at 3:00 prayer.
Most recent score in, by the way, Houston beat Memphis 33-32. Final
Ooh,
seconds.
Houston does get a win, eh?
Yeah, 3-3 on the season.
It don't matter. Cincinnati gonna shit on them when we see them in the championship.
It's been a fun show. We've been here for almost 2 hours. It's
Yeah.
like
Been a fun
Tomorrowland.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
With
it is
you
1 a.m.
guys.
on.
Oh,
it is
you're
1
on the
a.m.
East Coast
Florida
too.
boys.
show. Yeah.
Man, you guys could have stopped me at any point.
Yeah,
Florida.
yes,
Stoned.
I have to take a nap before we start
No.
this show. Like
I-
I get up at
did.
at night to do this show.
I did take a nap earlier, actually.
It's like,
That's
oh,
funny.
like 9 o'clock, go to bed, wake up from our alarm clock, do the show.
Well, anyways,
Yep.
thanks for joining me on my hosting adventure.
You did great, Ryan.
Everybody let us know how much better it was with me. It's cool.
It was
Thank
great.
you, Keith. Thank you, Austin.
Yes,
We
thanks
love
for
you.
hanging out.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
Rick, for
y'all.
joining us. Thank you, Dan.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hey, don't
Blake,
forget,
for
guys.
finally fucking showing up to your own goddamn show.
Hey, don't forget, I did just want to make one last plug before we call it quits for tonight. Once we get the show up to 200 subscribers, I have a very special something or another that I'm going to give away. So,
Oh,
16 minutes of his own life.
guys,
He's going
send
to
this to
transfer
your mom, your
16
dad,
extra
your
minutes to
sister.
you.
I've been collecting toenail clippings for the past 17 years, and
Not
they can
for
be
me to have
yours.
smiling that night.
It's Rick's dark hunger.
Rick's gonna send in his 3-month unwashed panties. in his
Weird,
Ziploc
guys.
bag to
We
the-
just got a subscription from Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ooh,
Sweet.
Hey, how's it going,
the
sir?
Dahmer? Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer was my
Jay-
brother.
No, I think that was
Dahmer,
Jeffy Dahmer from The
01.
Ringer.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
been
I never
fun.
put that together. Was his name Dahmer in there? Like as the I never put that together. Oh my god.
funny.
Wow,
Welcome.
missed the entire
Welcome.
joke of the movie. Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining us. It's been fun. Somebody will see you on Tuesday. I don't know if it'll be me, maybe me, probably Blake
I
From
will
a-
be back on Tuesday.
from a seaside chalet out
No,
there gallivanting in the white
St. Louis.
sands.
I'll be back.
Like and subscribe. Share us on your socials. Let's get these numbers up. These are rookie numbers, baby.
Right.
We're a little further along in the game.
Yeah. And I
Let's
showed
get
my
these numbers
nipples.
up.
Come on.
He showed his nipples.
Yeah.
I talked about buttholes and wieners tonight. That's the kind of sports show you get. Like and subscribe and share. Good night.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.